Hey everyone, I'm Mike. I'm starting a YouTube channel, and I promise these videos will get better as we go, but I knew I had to do something to just start it. So over the last year, I've been doing photography, and COVID hit in 2020. I was doing video, and so as the number of people you could have in a room kind of shrunk down, I started focusing more on photography. And I knew some things about white balance and shutter speed and aperture, all those things that came from the video world. There was still a learning curve, but I knew most to kind of get me going with photography, and the majority of what I knew was lighting, and that helped me a lot. So one of the things I decided whenever I started photography at the end of 2020 was that I wanted to first develop a style. I had been in groups and photography groups already. I'd kind of dabbled and mostly just taking pictures of the kids and stuff like that. But the one thing I noticed in most groups is that it's really hard if you didn't have the name above who posted the photo. It's really hard to pick out who did what. Because I think a lot of just standard photography looks very similar. And I knew that if I was going to do well and I was going to be able to ramp up a business quickly, that I'd have to be able to set myself apart and look different. So that was the main thing that I focused on. And I really enjoyed this sort of illustrative, painterly type photography. And so I knew that's where I wanted to commit to making my style. There's things I've had to shoot that don't look like that, primarily product photos. But for the most part, I knew that if I only showed things that were in that style, that eventually it'd pick up. And it did. I was able to actually land a couple of really big paying jobs early because I had this discernible style. So in the future, I'm going to focus on how I'm doing these shoots, how I'm doing the lighting, stuff like that. So you'll kind of see how I'm getting to where I am. I'm not saying I'm the first person that's done this by far. There are a million other photographers that have a similar style to me, but at least in my area, I would like to think that I'm doing something that is different and unique. I love and am inspired by a lot of illustrative type, not just photography, but just in general. So I love that illustrative look. I recently did a noir shoot that was based on these old pulp covers and the detective novel covers and stuff like that. I'm going to be doing another shoot here pretty soon with that same style, so I'll try to document that. And also I did some pinup style photography that was really inspired by Gil Elgren and some of the artwork that he's done. So I took that, me and a friend went out and just in the studio shot some of that type portraits, the pinup style portraits, and then I edited it to be very illustrative. So that's the style that I love. That's the style I'm going for. A lot of people, I'm shooting right now on the GFX 50S, the FujiFilm GFX 50S. I love it. This is a great camera. There are some quirks, but for the most part, whenever I'd committed to going to a medium format camera, I knew that I was going to sacrifice a little bit on the focus speed and some of the other things. It makes it relatively slow camera, but the type of photography that I enjoy doing is very slow. Portraits and styled shoots and things like that, product photography from time to time. It's a very slow process. It's about getting the light. It's about getting a few looks. I don't really go out and take a model and we shoot 500 shots and then I pick my favorite 30. We'll typically go out and maybe shoot 60, 70 shots and I'll pick my favorite 10 because I'm more focused on the whole image, the composition, the lighting. A lot of times I shoot on a tripod. It's just more methodical, and I do love that about these. I was recently doing a product shoot, and a C-stand fell down and hit this guy. And I was shooting tethered, so it broke the USB connection in here. And I did buy this used, and I bought it with defects, so I was already kind of struggling with this camera, and that was kind of like the last lick. And so I decided to get the 100S and just go ahead and upgrade. So I will be getting a better focus system. I'll be getting double the megapixels. It's going from, I think, 14-bit RAW to 16-bit RAW, so I'll be getting more color information and dynamic range. There's a lot of things about the new camera I'm excited about, but one thing I said was, if I'm going to drop 6K on a new camera body, then I've been wanting to do a YouTube channel for a while. I'm going to go ahead and start it. So in the future, when we do these pinup shoots, I'm hoping for that to be a series for 2022. I'll be documenting that. I'll document the other shoots that we're doing, like with the noir and stuff like that. I'll even document some, depending on the client and if they'll be okay with it, some of the headshot sessions and things like that. There was a company that I worked with that they had gotten a ton of, they're a bridal company. They get tons of photography of bridal stuff. But one of the things they didn't get was a lot of editorial stuff. And since I was shooting more like that, a more specific niche type of photography, this company did partner with me on a lot of shoots because they wanted that type of content. So there's one takeaway I can give you from this video, is that if you're in photography, definitely try to find a way to differentiate yourself from at least the people in your area, so that they can put their finger on your photo and go, I know who took this one. I know who did this one. There's a few photographers in my area that have done that as well. And when I'm scrolling through my news feeds, I can tell instantly whose picture it is because they have such a distinguishing style for them. And I've tried to do the same for me just over the last year. So things have been going well with photography, and I hope they continue to. I want to kind of share the journey as I go through. On YouTube, you'll find plenty of people doing gear reviews. You'll find plenty of people doing very technical analysis of photography and how you should be doing it. And especially in the video world, coming from that, there are millions of technicians out there. But especially in video, the thing I got so frustrated about was it became so much about the gear and about the technical side of things that we completely lost sight of actually telling stories, which is such a big thing in video. And now that I've transitioned to doing primarily photo work for my day job, I want to bring that over into the photo world as well. I want to be able to tell stories with these photos. And I think that if you put that into your work, your photography work, it will last a lot longer and it'll be more appreciated than just a photo outside with a pretty background. There's a lot that I want to get into it and into storytelling. I'll show you how we prep these shoots, if you even care. Look, I've got 11 subs right now. This is more for me than for anybody out there. So if it's something that you enjoy and you want to hear more about, I'd love to see you in the comments section. And I'm always welcome to critique as well, because as we grow and we do more art type stuff, it's great to get feedback, and I'd love to get it as well. So hopefully I can give you something, and then as a favor, give me something by helping me grow and become better as well. Thanks for watching this, and hopefully you'll join me on the next one. Bye.